Yeah, hopefully with this in particular, right? This situation, COVID. Um, hopefully this puts more emphasis, I think, on a lot of developers to really try to reevaluate their games. This has been something that I've been saying for a long time.
Yeah.
The games as a package, as a complete package.
Yeah.
What does this game offer you? Are you able to play online reliably? Can it be good? What kind of features? What kind of modes are you talking about? How does this game appeal to newcomers? What does it have to try to make the learning experience fun? Can a person pick this game up, lose or win, be enjoying themselves in a variety of ways? That kind of emphasis on the package like that, I can only hope that COVID-19 has forced some devs to kind of reevaluate their stances on that, or for some form of introspection. Because man, without offline events to carry these games, and dude, they're like, I don't know, like offline events carry these games. It's very obvious right now.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Aris was saying
really
this actually.
Exposed a lot.
Yeah, I mean like that.
Yeah.
Exposed so much.
I don't, if you've seen that video, like I don't think he's speaking. That's not a controversial opinion. I don't think you can look at this right now and say like, yeah, no, dude, like offline events bring so.
The genre.
I mean, it's where these games were born from, right? There's a natural offline tension. There's that natural, the person to person aspect. That frames these games in such a different and unique way compared to some other games. I just think it's unlike anything else, and it's hard. It's hard right now, to even have something even close to it.
Yeah. And there's no telling when we'll come out of this situation. So,
yeah, I mean, you don't make the timeline. You don't make the timeline. The virus makes the timeline. I think that's something really big that a lot of people, I think, are missing. Like, bro, you're not dictating what the virus does. The virus dictates what you do.
Yeah.
All you can do is hold out for hope to flatten the curve, and then wait for a vaccine. But
yeah, basically, could be a year, could be two. We could be permanently from now on our existence as we go forward might be completely different. Period. So right now it's basically adapt or die, really. And I mean, it's as you said, the complete package. I feel like not only have fighting games not fully tapped into the potential of modern technology, they've also lost a lot of things that made them appealing in the early 2000s and the late 90s. Like when it came to Tekken 7, for example, so many people were disappointed that the new characters were just had no backstory. Like people want to. One of the things that people still remember about Tekken 3 are those character endings in arcade mode. They're iconic. And don't dismiss this. Characters are not functions. You play a fighting game because you create a bond or there's a character you really like. I mean, characters run fighting games. And you can't downplay that.
The little things, that's the case of the little things.
Yeah.
I told what were we talking about? That video of me talking as a dog over that the girl playing.
Yeah.
There were so many interactions where she was just like, "Oh, look at this! The little seal comes out the ground." Like,
or kick. Oh, I like the seal. I like that. I'm gonna do that.
It's so cute.
We're just like, but that's the power of characterization. That's the power of characterization. The power of appeal. Hell, you want to talk about Tekken? One of the most hated Tekkens of all time, Tekken 4. Presentation, bro, the art, the story, they kill it. They kill it. And it's, man, I would love if they tried to go back to that kind of style. That kind of style and something, man. Imagine that reimagined now. The presentation and the style that it kills it. It's not even close.
Oh yeah, on every level, audio, like the soundtrack in that game is something else. Yeah, it's so experimental.
I'm in love with the art.
Yeah, they fleshed it out. Yeah.
When I didn't really look at it again until a few years ago. I remember like playing it at the time, and I was like, man, it looks good. But when you go back and look at it now, you're like, dude, this is sick. That artwork is nasty.
It feels more modern than Tekken 7.
That shit looks great.
For sure, Tekken 4 feels more modern than Tekken 7 from a visual perspective in terms of art direction. That's crazy. And what I loved about it is that they changed up the costumes to show character development. I mean, it was so jarring to see like Paul go from his gi And then in Tekken 4, he has that like shaggy hair. And then right back in Tekken 5, well, back to the gi. And it just felt like such a regression. This is the kind of stuff, like King of Fighters does this perfectly. Like every iteration, they're all wearing new costumes because the characters have grown. They've developed. They're someone else now. Guilty Gear. I mean, we've bitched a bit about Strive, but I think, the redesigns are a greater part of the appeal.
I don't have much. No, the redesigns.
Oh, yeah, they look great. Zara looks sick.
You brought us on here. We're supposed to bitch about Strive, right? But let's be real. Just
there are some good things.
Keep it a buck real quick.
Yeah.
That game is 2D. Well, 2D, I mean, who else is even doing anything close to this? This shit looks insane. It's black magic and witchcraft. It's pagan sorcery as far as I'm concerned. Nothing should look this good, It
looks amazing. It looks amazing.
I mean, if this is the future of that kind of art direction, I'm like, man, like it's beautiful. Yeah. I like looking at it. Hell, the redesigns, aside Kai losing the long hair, I have feelings about it. But just aside from that, Mei looks cool. The Faust redesign.
Oh, I love it.
I think it looks sick.
His animation is incredible. It's so expressive.
It's the little things to me. Like it's not the doctor's coat. Now he's in the scrubs. That kind of scrubs with the kicks. Like that kind of thing. I think that's
Faust
cool.
doesn't talk anymore too. Like that's different. He doesn't talk anymore. He's changed.
Yeah,
that's something that's I really can appreciate, at least with Strive, is that those redesigns really not just look incredible, but you can share like every character has changed in some little way, which is really cool. I love that so much.
They've evolved. I mean, you can tell time has passed since Xrd, and these characters have moved on with their lives, and that's great. People want to see that. Characters run fighting games. They're the heart and soul of them, and I think everything you do should take that into consideration. Whether it's the mechanics or whether it's the tutorials. I feel tutorials should be centered around the characters. Maybe have the VAs taking you through like a specific character tutorial. Like have tutorials focus on the character. I think that'll make it much more interesting.
So, like I said, again, something that I always bring it back to is like for us, when we say these things, you always have to think about it from the dev perspective too, right? Like, how much of the dev cycle does that take? How much research does that take? Now you're paying the voice actor like more time.
Yeah.
Like those kinds of concerns come up, but generally, that's just generally where I'm at. Generally, I'm like, I wish that they would focus more on developing a package that can attract new people instead of a game to attract new people. There's a difference.
Oh yeah, I hate.
Instead of a game to bait or to attract this person, make a good game package that can attract them and that can get them, that can keep them. There's a subtle difference there that I think might be hard to understand, but I think if you get me, you'll see where I'm coming.